at the last second it had me spin my camera. It's been doing this lately, so we're gonna have to pivot a little bit. How are you? Good morning. I love to do yoga first thing in the morning as the sun is sort of still rising. So I'm glad you're here. It was very last minute, so if you're on the replay, awesome. Whether you're live or you're watching it later, please show up with all that you have. Carve out this little window of time, avoid distractions, and really strengthen your warrior spirit. So this is going to be just a 20-minute core and stretch yoga with Pilates. So I am celebrating my 30th year this month in the fitness industry as a ACE certified Fit Pro. So, and some of my continuing education this summer was with Pilates, which I trained in years ago, but kind of refreshed this summer. So we're going to incorporate some Pilates with our yoga. You are going to need some weights. If you don't have weights, it's okay. You can do it without, but it will, enhance things a little bit, make them a little bit more challenging. And also, if you are in the fit over 50 category as well, strength training is key. So that's why we're incorporating that. And it is day 16 of my Thrive 55 little personal challenge I'm doing too. So thanks for sharing this with me. As always, honor, protect, listen to your body, modify if you need to, take a rest if you need to. It is all good. And welcome, hopefully you're outside, welcome the sun rising on this beautiful September day as well. Some of my favorite days of the year. Okay, let's get into child's pose. We're gonna start there. My microphone isn't working anymore, so we're just going with the camera audio. Hopefully that works for you. And you can hear me okay? All right, so you're gonna shift your hips back onto your heels, come into child's pose. Have your weights just kind of by your mat, but out of your way, okay? Hips back to heels, forehead down to the mat. This is gonna be energizing because it is first thing in the morning. It is not meant to be restorative, okay? But hips back to heels, just to center yourself and reset any intentions. Deep breath in and out through the nose. And then shift forward onto your hands and your knees, and we're gonna start with a cat and cow. So you're gonna lift your tailbone up to the ceiling or the sky, hopefully you're outside, and shrug your shoulder blades onto your back, look upward, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round your spine, hollow your belly, and bring your chin to your chest. Okay, we're gonna connect movement with breathing, so it's inhale to open, big breath in of that fresh air, exhale, tuck and round, chin to chest, elbows soft, and let's do that one more time. So inhale to open, just waking up the spine. So if you did just get out of bed, give your spine a little opportunity to warm up this morning. Okay, we are going to do some modified push-ups. So your hands are going to be right underneath your shoulders. You can extend your toes. I kind of have my toes up. That's what I like to do. Belly in and up. So with the Pilates, we want to draw the belly in and up towards the spine. Keep the core nice and strong. You're going to lead with your heart, lead with your chest as you bend your elbows lower down. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge back and come into child's pose. So this is a modified push-up. So we're going to inhale, shift forward and down. Exhale, push it back. Okay, got it? Inhale, shift forward and down. Try to make sure those elbows are drawing right by the rib cage. So lead with your chest and elbows slide into the rib cage. You're still connecting movement with breathing, so you're inhaling to lower, exhaling to push back. Okay, if that is going really well and it feels kind of easy to you, then what I'm going to suggest, instead of child's pose, you're going to do downward dog and you're going to do a straight leg push-up. As always, you guys, you do you, I'll do me. Modify if you need to. You can do half and half. So if you want to do a straight leg push-up, of course, you still exhale as you push up, and then you come into your downward facing dog as you push back, okay? So you inhale, shift forward, and bend your elbows, and you exhale, push back. You can modify that half and half, so meaning you can do a bent knee push-up, and then go into a downward dog, okay? So do which version is the best for your posture, your alignment, because really the alignment is so key, right? And as we always say, it's not just alignment in your physical body, it's alignment in your life. Like, are you doing something in your life that's not aligned with what you say you're doing? Like, have that integrity, both in your physical movement, on your mat, and then let that carry into your life. Okay, just do one or two more of those, still connecting your movement and your breath. And then we're gonna come all the way down onto the belly. We're gonna come into a nice cobra to awaken the spine, open up through the heart. You can maybe look over one shoulder And then look over the other shoulder, move around a little bit. Lead with your heart as you release all the way back down on your belly and flip yourself over onto your back. Make sure those weights are close by because you're going to need them for some triceps. So when you're doing your push-ups, you're working your triceps, so they should be a little bit warmed up already. You're going to flip over. Again, just make sure those weights are within your reach. And we're going to just hug the knees into the chest for a second, and we're going to start with some toe taps next. So what I want you to do is have the hips aligned right out over the knees, aligned right out over the hips. If you notice that you draw your knees a little closer, it presses your low back into the mat. What I want is your back to be in neutral, but your core still nice and strong. So belly pulled in and back, okay? Nose should be ideally pointing straight up to the sky. Toes are pointed, although I know you can't see my toes right now because I can't maybe pivot my camera. But what we're gonna do is just tap the right toe down to the floor without moving the knee, and then exhale, pull it up. And then left toe, and pull it up. Inhale, tap, exhale, pull it. I'm gonna scooch up just a little bit so you can see. Maybe I'll go this way. Okay, so tapping and pulling up, yeah. So now you can kind of see. What I don't want you to do is be bending the knees to reach the floor. I want it to come from the hips, so you're working your hip flexor. Whole time core is nice and strong, so there's really no movement through the rib cage. And you're breathing. And if that's going well, then both toes can touch down without arching the spine, and you exhale, pull up. Okay? And now, take a little rest from that. That was just kind of practice, because we're going to coordinate some things here. Working on a little coordination this morning. You're going to grab your weights and extend your arms straight up, because we are going to do some tricep exercises. So keep the legs just as they are. Keep the belly still pulled in and back so your core is nice and strong. The weights are going to come right by the ears. The elbows are pointed straight to the sky. I see a flight flying out over my head. Awesome. So you're going to inhale. The weights come right by your ears. Your elbows are pointing to the ceiling, and you exhale. Now you know what's coming next, right? We're going to tap your legs down. It can just be one or both if that feels okay. And you exhale and extend. So we're coordinating those movements. You can also kick the legs straight up to the sky. I like to do that because you get a little bit of a hamstring stretch and a little bit more effort. And then you can also do it with, instead of bending the knees, you can go straight legs. Okay, that's a lot more advanced. Like I said in the beginning, you do you, I'll do me, and then we're all okay. When we get in trouble is when we sort of get really competitive with our physical practice instead of just listening to our bodies. Okay, you should start to feel this in the triceps. If you're not feeling it, guess what? Your weight is too light. And you need to increase the weight a little bit in order to get that strength benefit. So again, move and breathe. Let's do 3 more. So the inhale lowers you, the exhale extends and reach. Last 2. And by the way, for those of you who are in my area, local to the Baltimore area, this is the kind of stuff we're going to be doing in person this fall when we get back in session together. Yay! So yoga with some strength. Okay, go ahead and put your weights down. You can hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little relaxation for a moment in time. And then we're going to do a little bit more Pilates work. Okay, so the next exercise is called the crisscross. You're going to take, otherwise known as the bicycle, old school bicycle. Elbows are going to be nice and wide. You should feel maybe a little bit of a chest opening here. You're going to take a nice deep breath through the nose. As you exhale, you're going to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Bring your right shoulder to your left knee. Your head is relaxed back into your hands. Your toes are pointed. I know you can't see my toes. Point your toes and lengthen through your legs. And switch left shoulder towards right hip and knee. Reaching for your toes. And pivot. Let's do 10. Take your time. It's not about going fast, right? Slow motion, activation, moving and breathing. 6. And think about really leading with your shoulder to hip, reaching for the toes. Make sure it's super mindful so you're not in a hurry to do a lot of repetitions. Instead, you're really focusing on the mindfulness and making each repetition count. Last 2 and last 1. Beautiful. Go ahead and relax down. Relax any tension that might be in your neck. We are going to have a little chill power with all of these movements. If you can see my puppies behind me. We're going to find ourselves in boat pose next. So
Do the best you can to not touch your toes as we rock up. So you can hold right underneath the hamstrings. Give yourself a little kick up and find your balance in boat pose. So right behind the tailbone sitting bones, you're finding your balance. You can hold right out behind your thighs for now. And then I just want you to extend your left leg straight and chop your right toe down. Really reach through those toes, lengthen, but lift through your heart. So kind of row your shoulder blades back together and then switch sides. Stay focused, stay with me. Keep that belly pulled in and up. Nice job, you guys. And now if that is going okay, we're gonna do both legs together. So reach and tap. And lengthen and reach through those hamstrings. Again, if the hamstrings are really tight and you can't lengthen the whole way out, it is okay, right? Just do as far as you can, but you are feeling a stretch. You're working on some balance and of course some core at the same time. Last two. And on this last one, we're gonna hold it up to the top. You might wanna keep the knees bent if you need to, right, as you let go. Or you can straighten both your arms and your legs and hold for 3. Focus your eyes right beyond your toes, 2. And relax, nice job. Okay, we are going to continue to do some Pilates here. It is a half roll back. Okay, so your feet are gonna be flat on the floor. Your hands are still gonna be behind your thighs. And again, I want you to imagine you're on a rowing machine. So you're rowing your shoulder blades back and together, really engaging the scapula and the upper middle back, lifting and opening through the heart. That's your breath in. Crown of the head is reaching to the sky. Then you're tucking right behind your sitting bones as you release through your thighs, if you can, and bring your low back to the floor, but your ribs, your upper ribs are still up from the floor. And then you lift back up. If you have to hold behind your thighs to get yourself up, fine, do that. So inhale, lift up, row the shoulder blades back and together, open through the heart, and exhale, roll back. Okay, so the inhale lifts you, and the exhale rolls you back. Control it as much as you can. Let's do 2 more. And this is your last one. Now, this time you're gonna roll all the way onto your back. So I want you to go ahead and roll all the way down as slow as you can. So super mindful with your spine. So you're laying one vertebra down at a time. As you roll all the way down, you're gonna take your hands and reach them up to the sky. And then your hands are gonna reach out over your head for a second. And what I want you to notice is just what happened to your rib cage. Did your rib cage pop way out like this? If it did, I want you to pull the bottom ribs down towards the floor and pull the hip bone slightly up so your low back is in neutral and not popping out, okay? So now we're gonna do a half roll up. You're gonna breathe in, stretch through your fingertips, squeeze your inner thighs together. So if you're not already engaging through the inner thighs, I want you to walk your big toes and your ankles together so you can squeeze your knees, and that'll help you to engage the pelvic floor and the abdominal wall. Keep that rib pulling in and down. You're gonna float your hands up and then lift halfway up. So your hands can be, again, right behind your thighs. Scoot yourself up a little bit higher and then release. And let's do it again. So inhale, don't pop those ribs, reach out over the head. Squeeze the inner thighs, engage the pelvic floor, and roll halfway up. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time, and then we're gonna put those 2 pieces together. You knew where we were going, right? Inhale. And exhale, float it up. Now, if you have to hold behind the thighs to get yourself up, feel free to do that and come all the way up. Okay, let's put those 2 things together. Inhale, open through the heart. Exhale, tuck the tailbone behind the sitting bones. Come rolling down, reach out over the head, take a big breath in. Don't pop those ribs. Exhale, float the hands up. Roll, lift, open, and extend. Now, you've got all that. Let's put those 2 pieces together with the boat pose. Remember, we just did the boat balance along with this. So we're gonna give that a try. Okay, give it a try. What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? You might fail, but at least you tried. Okay, so catch your balance in your boat pose. Breathe in, hold behind the thighs if you want to, or release and extend through those fingertips. Open through the heart, curl up the sides of your mouth, so a little smile never hurts. Tuck behind the tailbone. Control, 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 control. Roll down. Inhale, reach out over the head without popping your ribs. Keep the core strong. Exhale, float the hands up. Catch your balance in your boat pose. Breathe in, open through the heart. Let's do 2 more. Okay, so just try to do 3 super mindful repetitions of this. So again, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality and the mindfulness along the way. One more time. Again, if you need to take a break, you listen to your body, rest as you need to. This is your last one. Bring it up, hold behind the thighs if you need to, and relax. Beautiful. All right, how you doing? Take a sip of water if you need to. It's a lot of talking for me. So I need a little sip of my green tea. Okay, come up to your hands and knees. We're gonna go back to the cat-cow that we did earlier. We're gonna add on a little core lift in and up. All right, you ready? Inhale to open, lift the tailbone, drop the ribs. Exhale to tuck the tailbone under, round the spine, hollow the belly, bring the chin to the chest, curl the toes under, lift the kneecaps up and hold for 3, 2, and release that. Let's do it 2 more times. So inhale to open the heart, shrug the shoulder blades onto the back. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, hollow the belly, curl the toes, hover the knees. Really push through your palms, really round through your spine. You should feel your core. And one more time, inhale to open. And exhale to tuck, round, and hold for 3. Lifting those kneecaps up for 2. And release it down. Awesome job. Okay, next exercise is going to be a leg extension and firing up the glute a little bit. So the hands are still gonna stay under the shoulders. You're gonna extend your right leg straight back, okay? Just notice that if your hip hiked up like that, I want you to level your hips so that your hip bones are pointing straight to the floor and your toes are pointing straight down. Okay, hands are under the shoulders, so you lift up and lower down. All we're looking to do here is really engage this glute. You'll start to feel it pretty quickly if you're being mindful, which I hope you are. Make sure at that same time that there's a little micro bend in your elbows, so you don't have those elbows locked out. And one way to tell that is to check that the elbow joint is pointing outward. If it's pointing straight back, it's probably locked out, okay? You starting to feel your glute? Yes. Let's hold it up to the top. Pull the belly in and up, extend the left arm straight forward, and give me a little pulse for 10. 9, keep that belly in and up, softly focus your eyes, relax your jaw, unfurrow the brow. You don't want to be creating any wrinkles here. 3 more, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now, you can go ahead and put your hand back down. You are going to need your weights for this next one, and I'm probably going to have to back up a little bit so you can see. So I want you to go ahead and step your right foot forward, and your left foot is way back in a lunge position. You're going to hold on to your weights. I'm going to try to scooch back here in my lunge. You can put your weights on your thigh. Give yourself a little lift up. You got your weights? Yeah? If you don't have your weights, again, it's okay. Do it without it. I want you to push through your right heel and give me a bicep curl. Inhale to lower. Exhale, really push through your right heel so you're really engaging the glute. Now listen, mountain pose with your upper body. Chest is lifted, shoulders are relaxed, arms are going through full range of motion, and of course, it's an inhale and an exhale, so we're extra mindful with our movement. Beautiful. At the end, we are going to do a stretch, I promise you, okay? So stay with me. Last 2. Pushing through that heel. This is your last one. And release it down. Beautiful. Your weights can go on either side of your mat. Your hands can be flat. You're going to step into a downward facing dog. So go ahead and push that foot back. Spread your fingertips out wide. Downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Dropping the heels, tailbone to the sky. On your next inhale, give me a plank and a vinyasa. So you can bend your knees with your vinyasa if you want to. Cobra or upward facing dog with a huge breath in and downward facing dog. And by the way, this workout that I'm doing right now is kind of been my go-to this summer. After I did my Pilates training, I kind of started to play around a little bit, and this is what I've been doing, okay? So let's get the other side. Again, we'll incorporate a lot of this stuff for those of you who are coming with me to fall class. It'll be fun to work on some strength, balance, and flexibility all in one workout. Okay, your left leg straight back, your belly scooped in and up, your elbows are soft. So you're using the energy above and below the joint rather than locking into the joint, in other words. So just give me that lift and lower. Make sure the neck is in line with your spine, not crunching up, looking at me, but neutral. And you're lifting and lowering, and we're almost done. And then we're gonna stretch a little bit. So sometimes I run a little behind schedule when I'm live. So stay with me if you can for a few more minutes, but you can get so much done in 15, 20 minutes, right? Last 2 lifts. Hold it up to the top. Good. And then give me a little bit of a pulse as you're reaching. And then we're gonna do that lunge with the bicep curl. For 3, with that kick. 2, really firing up your glute, and release it down. Good, go ahead and grab your weights, step your left foot forward. Make sure your knee is right out over your ankle. Grab onto your weights. It's helpful sometimes for some people to put your weights on top of your thigh and then lift your chest from there, but whatever works for you. Hands down by your side. This is your last exercise, and then we'll stretch. So inhale to lower. Really push through that heel and lift it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl. Again, if you're not feeling this in the biceps, then you need to up your weight a little bit. And also, we're just doing 1 round. So if this is feeling like, oh, this is so great, I need more of this, then do a 2nd and a 3rd round, just like when you're going to the gym and you do 3 sets. Same thing. So you can repeat this a few more times if you want a little bit more. Last 2. Breathing in, breathing out. And this is your last one. Nice job, everybody. Carefully put your weights down. Hands shoulders apart. Step yourself into downward facing dog, pushing back, and give me a nice deep breath in and out through the nose. We're gonna finish out with a straddle stretch and a chest expansion. And then a short breathing exercise to wrap it around. So 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes. From your downward dog, step 1 foot up and through your hands and walk around to a straddle stretch. Great hamstring stretch. Check that your toes are, I know you can't see my toes, but you want to angle them slightly in. And then hands under the shoulders, relax into your straddle stretch. And then option to add a chest expansion so you get that nice chest shoulder stretch. Looks like this. You interlace the fingers behind the tailbone and fold forward. Give me 3 deep breaths. Feel proud of yourself for showing up, setting that tone for a great day with strength, flexibility, and resilience. Go ahead and release that down. Walk around to 1 foot. Release your back knee and pause in child's pose. Come all the way up to sitting and cross your legs. 1 breathing exercise, 60 seconds, just to settle in and reset your positive intentions for your day. Okay, so sit up nice and tall. Again, mountain pose with the upper body, good alignment, good posture, hands resting either down or up. Thumb and index finger can be together to touch. Full deep diaphragmatic breath in through the nose. Feel your posture lift, feel the crown of your head extend up to the sky. Exhale, ground yourself as you release all the old air out. Assimilating these exercises of strength, balance, and resilience as we breathe in. Again, every cell of your body drawing in positive energy. Exhale, release any negativity with the out breath. And let's do that one more time. This time, hands together in your heart center, taking a deep breath in. Gather that good positive energy. I feel like between now and November, we're gonna need it more and more. So start with you, focus on what you can control, which is your health, your wellness, your positive attitude. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I appreciate your positive energy. Thank you for subscribing, for sharing, and everybody, flexibility is power, so stay strong, stay healthy, and stay flexible, warriors. Peace out.